This tutorial will walk you through using discussions in Schoology. Discussions are a great way to have students respond to you and each other to do that check for understanding or just for them to stay connected. So to add one, you would add them like any other material. I'm going to come because I want it here because I want it to stay at the top, and I'm going to add a discussion. So you're making a forum space for students here at this point. When I come in, I do need to add a title, and I'm just going to say I love my mitochondria. Two truths and a lie. And we'll talk a little bit about the kinds of discussions you might want to have in a minute. In this description area, I have a full editor, and a lot of people don't realize this. After watching the video below, state 2 facts you learned and 1 lie. Then reply to someone else identifying their lie and correcting it. So I say I have a video here. You notice you have an insert content like you do in any other page. So I'm just going to use this YouTube app. If I had the link, it's probably easier to do it that way. But if I go from YouTube, I can do mitochondria. And again, I would have previewed this video, of course, to make sure it's fine and that it's available for viewing to students. But I can import this video, and you'll see it pops that right in there. So I can put content in. You can embed things. You'll see, oops, I can put links in there. I have this image media just like I do on a page. So know that you can put content in here to consolidate it so students don't have to go all over the place to find what they need, that it's all right here. You can put a due date on. Enable grading. If you do want to give a grade for this, you do enable grading, and you give it a category just like any other assignment. I am not going to enable grading on mine, but you could grade these assignments and actually add rubrics to them as well. So you can do, if you have an online discussion rubric that you wanted attached to it, you certainly can do that. Generic. That's fine. And I am going to turn off my grading here. Some things down on the bottom that people aren't aware of. One we really suggest. This one here, members can see others' responses before participating. Right now, I can see other students' responses. And a lot of times, unfortunately, students will look at what others post and just paraphrase that. If I click that little guy, looks like a guy in a hat with a stoplight. I don't understand the icon, but that's what it is. This requires members to post before revealing others' responses. So they will see that others posted, but it will be grayed out. And once they post, others' posts will become available to them. So use that, make sure that's turned on if you don't want them to see each other's posts before they post. This is interesting, individually assigned. So think of this as small group work. So you might, especially you ELA teachers or even social studies folks, or whatever group, if you want to put kids in small groups, I can individually assign and start typing in names. And I have demo student accounts here. So I can say I want Exeter student 2, 5, and 8 to work in this discussion area together. Only those students will see this discussion inside of my class, and then I can make another one for other students to have conversations. So you don't have to do that, but again, know that you can individually assign and do small group work. If you are done with the discussion and don't want any more commenting on it, this lock will lock or unlock it. Okay? And I'm going to talk about shared discussions in a minute. You can copy to other courses. I am in so many courses I cannot, but if you have multiple courses you want to use this discussion in, you can use this clipboard, click the courses and the folders you want them in that courses, and it will copy them there as well. I click create, and I now have a discussion for students to start responding in. Being a little bit slow, but you'll see I have that there. I am now going to come as a student and go into that class. And there is my discussion. As a student, just like when you see it, you'll see I have my embedded video here. I have my directions from my teacher. And all I need to do is click 1 truth, 2 truths. Here is my lie. I'm just making something up. Also notice students have an editing board. They can insert links. They have a little bit scaled down from what you have. can also scroll this open. They can upload files. They can put links. They can do a resource. Also note, foreign language teachers or anybody who might have students who might struggle with some written expression, you can use this audio video recording so they can reply with just an audio or an audio and video, and it will attach it. I'm just going to do audio and start recording. And it's recording my voice. Here is my one truth. Here is my two truths. Here is my lie. It's uploading it. I can just close out of that if I don't want to use it, but I'm going to insert that and you'll see that recording here. And I'm going to click post. So now my student has this post. Again, I'm going to switch back as a teacher. And now when I come in as a teacher, I see that student's post. And again, there's his truth, his lie. Students can like things just like in social media. I can reply. Right? And again, I have all of those recording options and I can post that reply as well. So that is your basics of using discussion boards. A couple other things I wanted to show you because it can be helpful. I'm going to actually use our online teacher class because we have a lot of posts. When I come in as a teacher, unfortunately, I don't love this, but there is no way to just filter for a student and see just their posts. But they do give you a little bit of functionality. Hopefully this will load for me. And when I come in, I can highlight users. So when I come, and also from this drop down, you'll see it shows me the number of posts. When I click the drop down, it shows me the number of posts members of the class have made. So that at least shows you if a student has responded. And once I scroll down, not submitted, in this one, it's okay because people might not have questions or may not have had an answer for folks, but it shows me under that line who has not yet submitted. So that's a quick way to check who's participated and who hasn't before you even read anything. And let me just come up here and say, you know, Mrs. Woolsey. Notice it doesn't filter everything out, but it highlights in blue what that person has done. And this shows me what Michelle has done. And she's highlighted. And if I keep going down, there's another reply that she has here. And I think it said she had a few more. And again, likewise, I would just keep scrolling. Yep, and there are a couple more. So it highlights in blue that user, that student, doesn't filter. But then when I'm done, I just click that X and I'm back to the standard. One more final piece, and those are the basics. I'm going to show you something a little bit fancier. So if that's everything you need, I would stop this now. But I want to show you how to make a group discussion across courses. So you can share it across multiple classes you teach and even with other teachers. So I know some math teachers at the high school are doing this across all the Algebra 1s regardless of teacher. So I want to scroll down here and I'm going to actually take this off. And, oh, it won't let me because I've created. I forgot I need to create that from scratch and Schoology is being super slow. Let's try this one more time. So if I'm going to add a discussion and I am going to name this cross-class discussion. Now, before you go down this path, do know that you need to at least share this between two courses you teach. You can't just share it with outside teachers. So you need to start that sharing in your class. So I would put items here. This item here, shared discussion. When I click shared discussion, I can put a password on it. I'm not going to. And I need to share it with one of my classes. So I'm going to use, I'm just going to grab one. I'm going to do it with this class and click create. Once I click create and I am inside of that discussion, I'm going to click here to go inside. I get this share ID. That share ID I can now give, and if there was a password, I would give them the password on that as well. I chose not to put a password on it, but I can copy that and email that to another teacher. So let's say I'm now another teacher and I am going to go into, let's see, where do I want to go? I'm going to go into this technology cohort class. So I'm going to go into another class, just pretend I'm another teacher now. This is where it gets a little bit complicated. You have to filter for just discussions And when you do that, your options button lets you join a shared discussion. So again, I'm another teacher trying to join one from a teacher that has given this to me. When I paste that in there and join discussion, I do need to, it probably put it way down at the bottom. There's that cross-class discussion. And now my students can do a discussion with students in another class. Again, that is a little more complicated than the others, and not a lot of people would want to use that. That's why I put it at the end. If you need any assistance with that, getting that going, if that's something you're interested in, please let me know.